Hey guys, Andy here to talk to you about the advanced rules of Tactigon. There are two advanced rules that can be applied in a game of Tactigon. These rules modify some of the standard movement rules. This has the effect of opening up some very interesting tactical options, but still preserves the feel and dynamics of the game. If you haven't read our rulebook or watched our how to play video that covers the basic rules, I do recommend checking those out first so that you have a basis for what we're going to cover in this video. In my completely unbiased opinion, Tactigon is a fantastic, intriguing game within the standard rule set. The existence of these two advanced rules does not take away from that. These two rules are a product of many hours of playtesting, where we experimented with numerous edge cases and alternate mechanics. We sifted through a lot of options that didn't work, and found two that really worked well. Are these rules necessary to play real Tactigon? Absolutely not. The standard rule set is an extremely fun way to play Tactigon, and honestly, it's the best way to fully learn the mechanics of the game. The advanced rules are intended for those players that are comfortable and confident in their understanding of Tactigon, but want to add another level of complexity to their matches. So let's take a look at these rules one at a time. Advanced Rule 1 states, a square can jump other pieces except for opposing squares. A jumped tile still counts toward the square's move limit of 4 spaces. Let's look at a couple examples of what this rule means. In a scenario such as this, normally this square, for instance, would be very restricted in its movement. It could move along these open tiles on the side, or it could move laterally, or it could move back, but it could really not move down forward closer to the enemy pentagon. With advanced rule number 1 in play, many options open up to it. Now the square can go pass through its own man, 1, 2, 3, 4, to go there, 1, 2, 3, 4, to go there. It could even pass through its own square, 1, 2, 3, 4, to come down here. If it opts to go here or here, then it will have to take those pieces. They are opposing squares, it cannot pass through them. So it could go 1, 2, 3, and then that's where its turn would end. Similarly for green, if they wanted to advance down the line, they would first have to go across the field and around their own men to find the open channel. With the advanced rule in play, now 1, 2, 3, 4, the square can go directly after the opposing pentagon. This advanced rule clearly makes the square a much more dangerous piece. Advanced Rule 2 states, pieces that start a turn on a gold tile may move an additional space on that turn. The rulebook includes a graphic that spells out what this means for each piece. A circle can move 2 spaces when starting on a gold tile. Similarly, when starting on a gold tile, a triangle can move 4, a square can move 5, and a pentagon can move 6 spaces. This rule can have profound impacts on how the end game is played, and it also makes the gold tiles much more tactically critical beyond just their win condition. Let's look at the impact that the gold tile has on each of the piece types. In this case, the red circle has begun its turn on a gold tile. In the standard rule set, this red circle would have access to the tiles immediately next to it, but with the advanced rule number 2 in play, it now has access to up to 2 spaces away, which means that this green circle, which would normally be safe in this circumstance under the standard rules, is now vulnerable and can be taken by the red circle on this turn. Do keep in mind that on the very next turn, this circle is back down to moving 1 space per turn because it has not begun its turn on the gold tile. With the triangle piece, Normally, its area of influence would extend 3 tiles, which is its movement limit, but in this case, where it has started on a gold tile, it can move 4. So while the green triangle cannot reach the red triangle because it is 4 spaces away, the red triangle has access to taking the green one. At the risk of being repetitive, we will now look at the square, which is limited to 4 spaces normally. And you can see this green square, 1, 2, 3, 4, cannot reach the red one, but the red one can reach the green one. It is 5 spaces away, and it gets to move 5 spaces because it started its turn on the gold tile. I would have you note that the size of the board does still give the pentagon a little bit of breathing room. This square, starting from the gold tile, cannot reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It cannot reach this back row of tiles. Finally, we have the pentagon. And in my opinion, this is what makes advanced rule number 2 so critical in the end game. Pentagons normally have a movement of 5, but when they start a turn on a gold tile, they can actually reach any location on the board. Which means that in this case here, green, although it has a piece advantage, cannot reach the red pentagon to end the game. So on the red's turn, it can actually move and take the green pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do hope this has helped explain how each of the advanced rules work and the impacts they can have on a game of Tactigon. We will be producing more videos regarding the strategy and development of Tactigon, as well as our progress towards getting this game into your hands through our Kickstarter campaign. If you would like to stay up to date, consider subscribing to our channel, visit our website, tactigongame.com, and definitely follow our Kickstarter campaign. Thanks for watching.